Hey, what's going on YouTube? How you doing? Hope all is well. Glad and Bear here. Thanks for stopping by the channel. I trust this video finds you well. Hey, listen, man, there becomes a time when you stop just riding your machine, your motor, but you decide to fully understand it. Right now, as you can see, I'm in Red Bay, Alabama. I'm not on vacation. I'm not on a ride. I'm here to learn. I'm taking this class with FastTunes and David Crane, man, well-respected tuner. Because, you know, if I'm a build power, if you're going to build power, we're going to talk about compression and cylinder pressure and cams. We're going to talk about all this stuff. We need to understand what's going on, right? And tuning is just, trust me, I've been here for a week now. It's not just about plugging in the computer and learning how to run a system and open the system. There's a lot that goes on into it, right? And I'm going down this journey head first, and I want to take you along with it, man, to get a better understanding about what's going on inside of our engine, the air, the fuel, the spark, pressure curves, heat management. Man, the mechanical symphony that goes on inside your motor that you really got to know what's about. So trust me. You know, tuning is the difference between a bike that runs hard and a bike that runs hard for 50,000 miles. All that goes into it, even 100,000 miles, all that goes into it. And to be honest with you, this is not about ego, right? There's a lot of ego in this industry. To me, it's about responsibility. It's about responsibility. And so, yeah, if you're going to seek performance at a high level, or me, this channel, if we're going to guide others, man, you better have some understanding, some certification, some learning behind that. And that's the whole purpose of this trip here. So we're going to get into it. I'm going to take you into a class, into a day, and man, learn all the systems here, man. ThunderMax, impact wiring solutions, power vision, direct link, the mad lag, all that, the whole gamut. And this a path that's been 100% satisfying. So yeah, let's get into it. Intro.
Hey, I'm about to go level up. I cannot settle for nothing. I never been regular. Always knew I could do better. I finally made it this far and I'm not looking back. Needed to see all the time that I put in. Now me and the money are way too attached. Still repping 919. The city is mine and I put it all on the map. Coming for what I deserve. I put in the work. Now I'm about to level up.
All right, guys, I'm about to complete a 4-day intensive dyno tuning certification with David Crane here at FastTunes, Red Bay, Alabama. And what I experienced in those 4 days challenged everything I thought I knew about the mastery of this industry. This wasn't a lecture hall, y'all. It was 8 riders, shop owners, performance enthusiasts who all showed up with one simple commitment: to get better. We came from different backgrounds, different experience levels, different shops, but we all had the same hunger to understand the science, the craft, and the precision that separates good tuning from great tuning. See, what David does in this class is he shares his personal routine, the exact methodology he uses every single day on the dyno. From software installation to real-time troubleshooting to reading data in ways most people never thought about. And the curriculum covers 4 major tuning platforms, which I love: the ThunderMax, the impact wiring solutions, power vision, and direct link, the Mad Lab. You spend 4 days on how to work all of these tuning platforms, understanding their strengths, their philosophy. But the truth is, if you're going to be an elite tuner, you can't afford to be narrow-minded. When you walk in the building, you understand what you're about to get into, but there's one thing that caught me off guard, y'all. When I realized that ThunderMax has sent 2 of their top people to sit in the class with us, Bobby Britton, their technical support lead, and Steve Smith, the product development director. They didn't come to pitch ThunderMax to us. They came to learn. And what stuck with me most, that it wasn't that they were just there. It was how they were there. They were humbled, engaged, taking notes, asking the same questions we were asking, sitting shoulder to shoulder with the rest of us in the class. All of us equally invested in understanding something bigger than ourselves. That moment hit me different because it told me something about the industry that I needed to hear, that you need to hear. The best never stop learning. Not just the biggest companies or the most successful people, not just the companies building the products we use. Everybody understands that mastery requires staying curious. That innovation comes from being willing to sit in the room and admit there's always something more to know. And that's the energy filled the entire 4 days. And that's what David Crane creates. That's the culture of the room. And that's what I wanted to share before we sit down with him to break down exactly what we learned and why this moment matters to anyone serious about the performance world. What's going on, YouTube? Glad and Bear here. It's been a great time here in Red Bay, Alabama. But I have one more special treat for you guys, something I definitely think you need to hear and understand why I'm here and why many others have came to Red Bay, Alabama to get specialized training from one of the best. And I'm here with Mr. David Crane. How you doing, Dave?
Good, man, good.
Dave has been phenomenal to us, to all the other class members, and we've traveled near and far to hear from the man, the myth, the legend himself, David Crane, and to get some instruction from him. And I thought it'd be good for those of you out there who want information on their motorcycles, or maybe want to look into understanding tuning better, how engine works best for you, or where you at in the country, to talk to an expert, man. And Dave was an industry leader, and a lot of people look to Dave for information. And I want to give you a couple minutes to speak with him. And Dave, just I guess our first question I have for you is, tell us how'd you land in this industry? How'd you land in motorcycle and tuning? How'd you get here?
So I guess long story short is we started out, racing. So we were always racing. That's how we got our start in our career, was racing for a living. And I just started falling in love with the tuning aspect of it, because didn't matter what motor we built, the tune is always what made it run. You could have a really good built motor with a bad tune, and it was slow and just not smooth. And vice versa, you could have a motor that just really wasn't a great combination, maybe the wrong exhaust or whatever, but with a really good tune you could get it usable. So the tuning aspect was always my favorite thing, because it was the final touches that made it run great.
100%. Made the engine healthy, made it last longer.
Right.
What's your overall philosophy when tuning? When you get a customer that comes and visits you here at the shop, what's your approach or your mindset when you get that machine in the lab? That's what I call it, the lab. What's your mindset? What's your philosophy with that?
So I may look at things a little different, but there's some key aspects about the students that come in. So we never really know when they get here what experience they have, but the things that we want them to leave with is to be able to get a bike on the dyno, get it tuned, and get it off the dyno. So what I'm saying by that is we don't want to spend 1 or 2 days trying to dial in a map or trying to dial in a tune. I see that a lot on the internet. People kind of are still bragging about it, taking 8 hours to tune a bike and stuff. That's old technology. With the data logging and the new tuners and the new technology and the new software and the faster computers and being able to read front and back cylinders and tune them at the same time, there's just no reason to be burning bikes up for 8 hours on the dyno. So that is one of the bigger things that I'm wanting to do, is teach you how to get the horsepower out of the bike, get the data that you need to make a great tune without beating your motorcycle up. And that's kind of what it's about.
Have you had a hard time? Of course, online, everybody cares about peak horsepower, and that's all that everybody cares about. And at the same time, half riders, they don't ever reach that peak horsepower number anyway.
Right.
But it's more so, download the torque and everything that they're really looking for, but they don't know how to explain that.
Right.
Have you ran into a lot of guys who are solely just looking to make that peak horsepower, or even with your own customers, how do you get them to understand what's most important, rideability or peak horsepower?
Yeah, so you really have to talk to the customer and fill them out. So I don't guess I listen to them as much when they say I want max power. I start talking to them about, well, tell me where you want the power. Tell me how you ride. Are you riding two up? Are you by yourself? Are you bar hopping? What RPM are you in? How heavy is your motorcycle? Are you got tour packs on it? You pulling a trailer some of the time? You need to try to fill out the customer what he's doing with the motorcycle, and then spend the time that is needed to get him to understand he may be in the wrong direction and stuff. People talk about wanting a certain mile per hour, and I ride at this mile per hour all the time, and they get carried away with thinking that's peak horsepower at 6,000 RPM, when it's not. We need max torque to happen at those RPMs to sustain that kind of power without it struggling the bike and different things. So putting the power in the right spot is a very big thing. Tuning doesn't do all that. We have to use the cams, the mufflers, engine size, how much compression's in it to make a bike live under the conditions that they're asking for. So I always think the biggest step missed is people are building a motor without talking to a tuner about what they need. The tuner can usually tell you a lot more about what engine package or what they need, because they're seeing those engine packages every day and they know where the RPMs are and they know what's going to happen. So many people just need, when they're going to build a motor, talk to a tuner, talk to an experienced tuner. It's always great if you find a tuner that has built a lot of motors, of course, and has built those motors, put them on the dyno, tore them back apart, readjusted stuff. They're going to be able to help you more and save you a lot of money and put the power where you need it. So when we get into that peak horsepower stuff, people think the fastest, right? So they want their bike to be the fastest. If we take 1,000-pound, let's say road glide or whatever, and his buddy's got let's say a soft tail or something, we need a cam that's going to come in earlier with a lot more torque to get this 1,000-pound motorcycle moving. Right. So if he wants to beat his buddy, he's got to have lower torque and a lot more of it coming on faster than we can get away with that soft tail. We could have power coming on 500-600 RPM later and still be able to reach out on the RPMs on the top. So a bagger that's really heavy and stuff, you might want to short shift it, a lot more torque down low, stay on top of the torque curve. Whereas a lighter bike, we can use the horsepower more and stay up in the horsepower ranges and shift higher. So all of those things play into the case. You can take a 130 horsepower bike and you can take a 100 horsepower bike and beat the 130 horsepower bike if the power is coming in the right spots and they know how to ride.
100%. Well said. I couldn't agree with you more. And I'm working on a project now. Some information I'm putting together for people out there, and I've come to that same conclusion. You need to speak with a qualified tuner first before you spend a dime. And I think that's incredibly important. Like you said, you see the different combinations, you see the packages, you know what works, you know what doesn't. And a lot of times people go out here and they spend big money on a build and they come in and expect you to be a miracle worker. And that's not the case. And so I think there's a huge education gap that's people are starting to catch up with, because the performance baggers are coming on strong. And I think you hit the nail on the head. But one of the other things that was very attractive to me that I want to take your class is, you're teaching a broad range of products, right? You're teaching the ThunderMax, you're teaching the impact wiring solutions, you're teaching the power vision, you're teaching the techno research, direct link. And that's a wealth of knowledge that you can maybe bounce back and forth between those different platforms. But what made you want to take that on and share that with everybody? Why do you think that was important?
Well, we see it here that everybody comes in the shop has a different tuner. So if the guys out there don't know how to tune those tuners, I don't know, it's a big problem. Yeah. So if it's coming into the shop, they're going to take the guy's money and they're going to try to tune it. And somebody needs to be shedding some light on really how close all the tuners work and how the data from the engine all needs to be processed the same, but be able to use the software of the different tuners to make it happen. So we just kind of started working on that and just seeing if we could make something that people liked, enjoyed, and that wasn't on the market. So there is other classes that we see, and we see more people popping up with talking about classes and stuff. But as far as I know, we're the only one that sheds light on 4 different tuning products in 4 days. And it's the most popular tuning products. And once we start, what I noticed was really cool is I was really worried about, can I teach 4 different products in 4 days? But once we started with our first product and showed the data, the maps, and the things that we needed to change to make it work, the second product went a lot faster, because we're really tuning the second product just like the first product, except we got a little different name of maps in there, or a little different placement, things like that. So every day it gets faster and faster, whereas the last day it's a half a day on learning the scenarios, because we just keep going back over the stuff. So the other thing was I wanted time to put people on the dyno real time. One thing that I really liked about you, you had no trouble getting right on the dyno, falling right in. You can tell you do a lot of homework and studying. Took lots of notes. I was really impressed with you, and I think that you're going to go a long ways in this industry just because of the way everything fell into place with you. You had no trouble with nothing, and you asked more questions. I don't know that you didn't know the answer to a lot of it. You just wanted to see if there was another answer out there. Just very inquisitive. And that's what it's about. People like you that are interested in being able to have a happy customer. The more knowledge you know, and the more things you've learned, the happier your customer's going to be.
I tell you what, I really appreciate those kind words, and a definite reflection on who David Crane is. And you know, we got to talk about this, right? We had 2 visitors in class this week,
right, from
one of these major tuning companies, and it's out there on the internet now. You know, those guys from ThunderMax were here, right. But you have, I mean, these are high up guys that's in charge of their technical support, and another one was in charge of development of the product. Here taking class with David Crane. How did that make you feel to know that these people are coming to you for instructions, that were coming to you for learning? How does that make you feel?
Yeah, it was great, and I love that, but I ain't ashamed to say it. I use those guys too.
Yes, sir.
So I wanted to bounce stuff off of them and get questions answered, and that's one thing that has been so great for me, is those relationships are really building and have been building for years, and having people like that in the class makes these classes better, because it gives me anything that I'm missing or information, because man, you don't stop learning.
That's right.
Tuning is always changing. The bikes are changing. The heads are changing. They're just, so many things are changing, and you got to stay on top of it.
That's right.
And building those relationships with the high ups and these companies are helping keep me on top, and it excites me and helps me have a lot of fun with it. So I was happy they was here, and they were great people and talked good about other products. Had no negative things to say about
That's
anything.
Right.
And just super excited about that kind of stuff. And we're going to see more of it in the future. I know we're doing stuff with Ben Impact. They're coming down, and we're doing certification classes with those guys. Working a whole lot with Power Vision now. Direct Link, we talked to Chad and them. Chad's talked about coming. I don't know, and just bettering the school so that we can better teach their product.
100%.
And just the future looks good for us, is what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
Looks good.
Well, I tell you what, guys, if you have any desire to have a better understanding about your motorcycles, have a better understanding about the device you want to place on your motorcycle, give David Crane a call. Call the shop. What's the best number for them to call you if they want to get in contact with you?
So the best way to get a hold of me is go to FastTunes website, which is just www.fasttunes.com,
yes,
or send me an email at dc@fasttunes.com.
Okay.
Yeah, it's changed. So dc@fasttunes.com. The phone number to reach me is on the website if they want to use the phone number, but we respond to email the fastest.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And that's because he's always on the dyno. He's always on the dyno, putting time and effort into your machine so it runs great. So listen, man, what phenomenal time, you guys. This is David Crane. We're going to be signing out from this moment, but stay tuned. Hold on, don't go anywhere. Man, that conversation right there was powerful, and honestly, it sets the tone for everything we've experienced in this class. David Crane, class act. But I didn't want this just to be my perspective or even that of David's, because the real value of training like this shows up in the room, in the people learning beside me, asking questions, applying the process, and seeing the results in real time. We've all been sitting through the same classroom sessions, working through the same software, and stepping into the dyno room for the same hands-on training. But each of us comes out with a different background, a different experience level, and different goals. So instead of me telling you what I think that the class was like, I want you to hear directly from the people who went through the class with me. Get their honest take, what stood out to them, what challenged them, maybe even if they would recommend the class to any of you guys, any other tuners or builders or anybody else serious about doing things the right way. Let's hear from the class. What's up, family? Right back here in FastTunes, the FastTunes lab. As you see, it's absolutely beautiful. I'm here with another classmate of mine. He's going to give me his rundown. What's your name? Where you from, bud?
Justin Wright, and I'm in Denver, Colorado.
Denver, Colorado. How cold is it there before you got here today?
In the city, it's nice. In the mountains, it's freezing.
So, evidently, you love Harleys just as much as I do. How long have you been in the game?
I started working at a dealership in 2003.
Wow.
So, 23rd season, 24th season, something like that.
Wrenching and turning, huh? All right.
Still loving it, so it must be all right.
Still loving it. So you decided to come to the class, to the tuning class. How has it been for you so far? How you enjoying the classes? Was it worth the trip from Denver?
Absolutely. Definitely picked up a lot of new tricks to bring home and dial in my tunes that much better.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And man, we were fortunate enough too. We had some of the top people from one of the major tuners here in the country in class with us. How valuable was that experience to you?
It upped my confidence in ThunderMax quite a bit. I have plenty of customers that want to use ThunderMax, but now I'm that much more comfortable with saying, all right, let's do it.
All right. And what's the name of your shop?
Currently I work at Mowers Motors.
Okay. Say currently, you got some plans in mind to open up your own gig one of these days, maybe?
No.
Okay.
I've just been at a dealership for 20 years and went over to my buddy's shop and helped him out. That's
what's up, man. That's a beautiful thing. You following your passion. What's the best way to contact people in Denver that made you get one of the best tuners out here now, soon to be in a very short future? What's the best way to get in contact with you?
Calling the shop at Mowers Motors or hitting us up on the internet.
What's the phone number to it, or should they just go to the social media to get in?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's all good, brother. Well, I tell you what, I learned a lot from you, and I appreciate your input in class, and we'll catch you next time, man. Later. All right. What's going on, family? Back now. We're here with Andrew, another one of my classmates. This experience has been 100% awesome. I can't even begin to describe it, but I want you to hear from him in his own words. Tell us where you're from, Andrew, and what are you doing with these bikes in the industry? How long you been around it? That type deal.
I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I'm a hobbyist right now. I come from the car world. I just play around, help some friends out. I'm trying to become more serious. I want to learn how to do it the right way. So I come up to David's class, teach me how to run a dyno, and familiar with all the software.
So with the training that David's been giving us, and we're fortunate to have two people from one of the most well-known tuning platforms in the country, ThunderMax. How valuable was it that they were here also in class with us, giving their input, giving their guidance? What'd you get from the class overall, including their presence here?
As far as ThunderMax goes, it was invaluable because they're the guys. They're the tech department. So any question we had, they were right on it and explained everything. So it's actually, I was a skeptic of ThunderMax, and now I'm actually a proponent for them.
Wow.
Now that I understand how the system works, thanks to them and David, I really would have no issue if somebody came in and said, hey, do you want to tune this? I have a ThunderMax.
Right.
That'd be okay, no problem. I know how it works.
Right.
My biggest thing was I'm not going to do anything if I don't know how it works. So David's class offered 4 different tuning platforms, and that's why I came up.
Is that what made it most valuable to you, that you were able to get instruction in the direct link, the Power Vision, the ThunderMax, and now the impact wiring solutions? Is that extreme value to you, or you just prefer to come learn from David?
All right, I had met David at a previous impact class.
Okay.
And he's a very personal guy and very knowledgeable. But for me, the attractiveness was the diversity of the class. I actually was going to take this class with David before the impact class.
Oh, wow, okay.
But I was working with some impact ECUs, and they just popped up and said, hey, we're having a class next week.
Gotcha.
So I jumped on that class right away.
Got you.
And I'm glad I did. I met some other guys from New Hampshire and other guys that are big names in the industry, and it's really good to form personal relationships. You have a problem, you have someone to call and get some advice from.
That's what's up. Is there a way to contact you yet? If you're gonna get your stuff off the ground, you're just getting the knowledge first. But we want to definitely help you out any way possible. Are you doing anything now? Are you wrenching on bikes now, or anything like that? You just kind of slowly coming out of that car world and coming over to the good guys.
Well, right now I'm just doing some little stuff out of the house.
Gotcha.
Just try to help some friends out and gain some knowledge and help some people along the way.
Yeah.
I'm trying to buy a dyno right now. I don't know if I'm going to have a trailer dyno. Most likely it's going to be mobile setup because rent is out of control in New York.
We both are getting ready to buy a dyno, so let us know. I definitely pass on this information on.
And I just want to go from there. You know, I'm a hobbyist. I'm doing it because I like to do it.
Yeah.
And if I can make a real business out of it, so be it.
There you go, man. Nice to meet you, Andrew, man.
Thank you very much.
All right, bud.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, man. I'm Barry back. I'm here with Larry, Mr. Larry, the OG of the class. He's been giving a lot of valuable knowledge. His input has been on point. But go ahead and introduce you to the family. What's your name?
Larry Pesci, White Knuckle Racing, located in Newcastle, Delaware.
Newcastle, Delaware. There you go, family. If you're nearby, White Knuckle Racing. Now, something special about Larry. He's into something that I want him to tell you about. What are you number 2 in the country as?
Well, we race a Harley Pro Mod, and there's about 13 of us in the country that travel pretty far and wide. Pretty tight-knit family. We have a separate family at the track, and met them as competitors, and they all became family, just like we did here pretty much at this class. This class here, we're at FastTunes, and David Crane, hell of an instructor, full of knowledge, takes his time, goes through, gives you step by step. If you feel comfortable, if you're not comfortable, he stops, backs up, wants to make sure you got everything that you need before you leave here.
Mm-hmm. That's excellent. How long have you been in the motorcycle industry?
35 years.
35 years. You've been wrenching and turning for 35 years?
Yes, sir.
Wow. So you've seen a lot, the different versions, the different motorcycle engine types. You've done a lot, and you're still here,
yes,
sharpening your pencil, man. That's awesome.
I am. The day you stop learning is the day you have to get out.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure David Crane would probably say the same thing, because if you're not learning, it's no fun anymore.
100%.
So we want to keep learning. I've learned. I picked up some trade secrets, as we're going to call them, that are definitely going to be valuable. Some places where I can definitely improve. I'm looking forward to getting back. I can't wait to get back on my dyno to actually apply some of the new tricks, we're going to call it, to make just a better tune overall. If you want to reach us, 302-602-5189. Again, my name is Larry. I am the owner at White Knuckle Racing, Newcastle, Delaware. We basically service South Jersey, some of Central Jersey, South Pennsylvania, all of Delaware, Northern Maryland, and bikes come far and wide. And we're not afraid. We do offer towing. If you need to get it towed in or towed back, whatever the case may be, just reach out, give us a call, let's talk, let's see what you want to do. We don't just tune, we do builds, service, maintenance, repair work. We do it all.
My man, Larry, 50 grand. Thanks a lot, Larry. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah. And that wraps up an experience that I can generally say has elevated the way I look at tuning, builds, and the responsibility that comes with both. From the classroom sessions, learning the software step by step, to stepping into that dyno room and applying everything in real time. This training was more than just technical education. It was a mindset shift. It reinforced that real tuning is not about just chasing numbers on the chart, y'all. It's about precision, consistency, and delivering a machine that a customer can trust every time they hit the throttle. Also, seeing the discipline behind the process, the validation of data, and the emphasis on quality control really sets a higher standard for anyone serious about performance. And hearing from the other classmates, it just confirmed everything. No matter your background or experience level, the value comes from understanding the why behind every adjustment, not just the how. If you care about doing builds the right way, protecting your investment, and delivering results at a higher standard, This kind of education is a game changer. So don't go anywhere, because we're going to continue grinding on this journey. We're going to even go into deeper real world tuning, real world builds, and the process that separates average setups to elite performance. So you never stop learning, we never stop building, and we never stop gliding to push limits, guys. Never drink and ride, always 2 wheels down, stay safe, and most importantly, get out and get your wind therapy. Until the next video, Gliding Bear out.